Hi everyone, welcome to Angel Sent Podcast. I am your host Angel, and today we're in a different setting because my roommate is at our dorm and she has friends over. I didn't want to interrupt anything, so I came to the science building on my campus, plopped into a random desk or a random room, and here we are. The amount of walking that I have done to get here should be recorded. And we have Diet Coke in this cup right here to get us through today's session. Before I start, I do have some announcements. So first, I do want to start doing collaborations on this YouTube. And if you do live on my campus, I will have posters posted around soon. It'll probably take minimum 2 weeks. And you could sign in to try and be a collaborator to talk on this podcast, because I don't want it to be just me. I feel like we should spice it up a little bit. Another announcement that I'm very excited to announce is that I'm going to Bryce Crawford's show in New York in March, and I'm so excited. He is a saint. If you don't know who he is kind of does something like me, but way more famous. He just got married recently, and he's just such an amazing person from what I've seen online. I'm so excited to meet him and to listen to what he is going to share. It's going to be in New York City, and I'm going with my friend Nina Lily, so if you're watching this, hello. Also, I do have a gospel TikTok. I haven't been posting on it recently. I've been struggling for the past couple of weeks, and I haven't been posting. I do want to start posting soon. I have a gospel TikTok at Angel Spreading Gospel. I also have a main TikTok, XOXO Angel Marie. If you also want to follow my Instagram, also XOXO Angel Marie. If you missed any of that, it will be in the description. Today, as you can tell by the title of this video, it is Patience is Better Than Pride. And this one really stuck out to me because me being a college wrestler, I do have a lot of pride in my sport, and it's such a bad thing. I have been trying not to have so much pride just in the start of my college season, but back in high school, I had a lot of pride. So I do have some notes right here. They look pretty cute, I think. I did them earlier today, and we're gonna be in Proverbs. Proverbs is probably one of my favorite books, also Ecclesiastes. A couple people asked what my favorite books were on TikTok, and it's Proverbs and Ecclesiastes. We're going to be in chapter 16 and working on verses 18 through 24. So I'm going to read verse 18 and 19. Pride goeth before destruction, and any haughty spirit before a fall. Better it is to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. So what I have here is that patience demonstrates our trust in God's sovereignty. And if you don't know what sovereignty means, it means uncontrollable power. We have to trust in God's uncontrollable power and his timing with that as well. And when we're patient, we are able to remain calm and avoid impulsive actions. What I mean by this is that lots of people will try to rush the process because it does take a lot of work for the goal that you want. Let's say you're an athlete and you want a state championship, or you're an athlete and you want to make an NCAAs, or, stuff like that. You want to win certain stuff. You have to think about God first and how God is pushing you to that goal, because no matter what, God will push you to that goal. You just have to have the patience in order to get to that goal. So lots of people make impulsive decisions and regret what they did to try and rush the process, when it just makes the process way longer and you would have to restart. When pride comes into your life, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. This is a sentence I got from somebody on TikTok. I'll have to put her in the description because I don't remember right now, but this is kind of most of the information I got from her. And, I love the word humility. I just learned it actually last semester, what humility was, in my first year foundations class. But humility is such an important word. It basically just means humble. And I think it describes so many people in my life. When I think about patience versus pride, and also with humility and being humble, it comes wisdom. When you're humble in yourself and you put God first, wisdom will come right behind you. I'm going to read verse 20 to 22. He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusteth in the Lord, happy is he. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of the lips increaseth learning. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it, but the instruction of fools is folly. Now, having KJV version, it was kind of hard to understand, but what I pulled from it is that pride leads to destruction. And a lot of people don't really know exactly what pride is. And I didn't know exactly what pride is. I remember my sophomore year of high school, before I won my first freestyle state championship medal, my coach came up to me. He goes, "You got a lot of pride," because I came back from an injury. And he goes, "I bet you got a lot of pride built up." I said, "Yes, I do." And me being me, I was just trying to impress my coach, but me being 16, 17-year-old me, I'm like, what does pride mean? So pride is an excessive self-focus that rejects dependence of God. That's like the smart version of it. But my version is not thinking about God and putting yourself first. Being greedy. I think that's probably the best I could describe it. Being greedy, not thinking about God, not even thinking about anybody else but yourself. You're only thinking about yourself, what you could do to solve the goal that you want. But in reality, we have to think about Jesus and what Jesus would do, and how Jesus is going to help us to that goal, how Jesus is going to help us get that discipline, that motivation, that work ethic to get to that path. It's not always just you. It isn't. At the end of the day, it's not always just you. So with that being said, pride leads to destruction. Such destruction, because pride is a sin. Pride is one of the biggest sins. Also, along with sexual temptation, it's that bad. It's one of the biggest sins in the Bible. And those who have pride will be brought down, either by repentance or by ruin. Now, I just learned about what repentance means. I love that word. It's not a good word, but I love saying repentance. I think it's such a satisfying word. That's kind of just me personally. But repentance is a bad habit. There was this guy on TikTok. He wrestles for the University of Pitt, and I go to him a lot for stuff like this. He taught me what repentance means in wrestling terms. So you could use this. Any athletes out there, you could use this. But what he gave me is that when I'm in practice and I'm taking a bad shot, and I keep taking that bad shot and creating a bad habit, rather than taking that bad habit and putting it into a good one by, practicing the shot the way that it's supposed to be, turning my bad habit into a good habit, basically. And repentance is just bad habits. It leads to sin, and it is sin. I'm going to read the last verse that I had. Verse 24, pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. That really stuck out to me. Count how many times I say stuck out to me in all of my podcasts combined. It's probably 20. Pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul. When you're being humble and being patient to the Lord and obeying the Lord, this could go with literally everything about obeying the Lord. It refreshes the soul. It sweetens the soul like honeycomb and health to the bones. I think, I don't know, it's such a satisfying verse. Like I read that about like 4 times because it's such a satisfying verse. And a little bit of the notes that I had here is patience leads to an abundant understanding, but impatience leads to foolish mistakes. Kind of goes along with rushing your path. I hope this podcast helped you a little bit today with patience versus pride, giving you a better understanding of repentance and pride. If you guys want another video explaining more about repentance or more about pride, comment down below. I don't mind any recommendations. Also about the collabs, if you guys are interested in any collabs, you can DM me on Instagram. You could even comment on this video, or you can DM me on TikTok. Anything that you would like, it would be very amazing to hear from you guys, and to bring a friend onto my podcast. And yeah, I had an amazing time with you guys. Thank you guys for watching Angel Sent Podcast. I'm your host, Angel, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. See you next week.